Alright, we're back in action here. Thank you for coming back to the channel. We're between classes. I just got out of a level 1 class. If you need help getting the student to do an action on the screen, what really works for me is adding the sound effect. Zoom, zoom. When they hear that sound effect, they know they need to do something on the screen. It works for me, especially with those trials and level 1s. Doesn't work every time, but it helps to have that sound reminder there also. Thank you for coming back. We have a lot of stuff to get into today. 1, employee versus contractor. Very important for Vipkid. I know it sounds like a snooze fest of a topic, but it's very important for that. We'll talk about it briefly. 2, schools in September. We're getting a little bit of an indication how they will open. Important for us. 3, monthly booking requests. 4, social media. 5, beefing up your followers. That is the main thing that I'm looking at right now. Let's turn the corner with Vipkid. I think we're seeing a bottom here now as of last week, where now we'll start to see bookings per individual increase. They will look to increase, I think, over the next little bit. Let's talk about turning the corner. That's what I'll get into here today. Topic 1, employee versus contractor. So this is important to Vipkid because employees, if we're treated as employees, they have to pay taxes, Social Security, Medicare. They don't want to do that. I looked at an official, which was the former Labor Department official. He looked at this very broadly. He didn't look at it in detail, but he said this, that it depends on, do we have control over our customers? No, we don't. So that is more like an employee. Do we have control over hours? Yes, we do. That's more like a contractor. Do we have control over the services we deliver? No, we don't. More like an employee. Do we have control over pricing? No, we don't. More like an employee. So his thoughts were that just based on what he looked at, we're more like an employee. Those were his thoughts, that's all. And the reason why I mention this is because if Vipkid was ever put in that position to consider more and more of us like employees, they don't want to do that. So a way they could get out of it, in my opinion, would be to allow us to charge our own amount per classes. If we have control over pricing, then we look more like a contractor. So that again leads me to followers and increasing it. I mentioned this in prior videos, but just keep that in mind. That's why I think increasing your followers is such an important thing for a variety of reasons. That's one of them. I don't know. We're treated as contractors now. I think they're walking a very tight line there, or a tightrope with that, and I think we'll be continued to be treated as contractors, and maybe we get access to charging our own amount per class in the future. Let's wait and see. Schools in September. Okay, now this is important to us. It looks like, anyways, a couple of schools that I've seen have mentioned to parents that they're going to open and give the option to parents. Do you want to send your kid to school 2 days per week in person, or do you want 4 days per week online? They're giving parents options. Now, those are just 2 schools in the US. Basically, I don't think all the schools are going to go like that, and of course it's going to change state by state, of course, and Canada is going to be different than that also. But what it looks like what's going to happen is that they're going to be open a few days per week, at least at the start. Maybe they aren't open 5 days a week. Some schools I'm sure will be, some won't. But that's important to us because I don't think, based on what I'm seeing, that teachers will go back full-fledged in September. It likely will be like a hybrid. Some days in person, some days online, and maybe that slowly moves into more and more in person as things roll along and they see how things go. So that's going to impact our bookings. Just something to keep in mind. Stay tuned for that one. Monthly bookings. Now on to this one. For me, anyways, I've said no to every last one of them. And the reason being is because it's so difficult now if they cancel. And for parents, I'm not blaming them for canceling if they have to cancel. When you're trying to book a month out, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So let alone 4 weeks out, we find that teachers are getting a lot of cancellations, and there's a snowball's chance in where of getting those filled. If they're getting canceled even 48 hours out, you're not going to get that filled, or at least I'm not. So That's why I'm canceling them. And not only that, they tend to book those for the peak time periods. I can't have those go unfilled or canceled. I need those booked. Those are our bread and butter. That's why I'm canceling those anyways, or I guess I'm declining, I should say. Leave your comments on what you think with that. It makes it very difficult, and I understand the parents why they want a consistent teacher. I know, but it's tough for everyone to plan around for that part. Okay, on to social media, and before I get into that, please do like the video. If you do find something useful here, I do appreciate it. It helps the video get more views, and thank you for banging on that subscribe button. If you're new around here, please do so. I really appreciate you. Make my day, subscribers. Thank you for those that have subscribed to the channel and coming back and seeing what's going on here. I do 2 to 3 videos usually every week. Okay, on to social media, and this for me anyways. I try and stay off right now, especially with Facebook and the Hutong. Yes, there are some good things that you can come and get from there, but I just find it's so negative. It just zaps the living bejeepers out of me. The energy, it just sucks it right out of me. And I'm not trying to look at things through rose-colored glasses, but we need to have a level of optimism. That's how we move. Hope is so important. And I just find right now it is so difficult looking at some of those sites because it just seems like there's so much negativity, and that's why I love YouTube. Anyways, I know there's some negative on there also, but it can be moderated by us a little bit more so. That's why I like it. Leave your comments on there with what you're seeing, but anyways, that's my advice. Stay off of those sites for the time being. I do look at them periodically. I'm not saying don't look at them at all, but I think moderation is important there for that part. Okay, on to beefing up followers, the main topic of the video here. I'm giving you 5 ways to increase your followers, or at least that have worked for me. I'm up over 100 now. It's been great over the last little bit. And here are 5 ways. Number 1, bypass the pre-booking frenzy. I am still getting up at 12:55. I'm on the Atlantic time zone, 1 hour ahead of Eastern. I get up at 12:55. Bypass the pre-booking frenzy, populate my schedule, and then toddle back up to bed. I do that because it's getting me more new students, because my new students then can come in and fill the desirable spots instead of my pre-existing students. So I'm more likely to get new students because there's more of the slots they want available. So that's working for me. My suggestion is, if you're going to do that, keep it consistent. You don't want to alienate the parents. So if you're jumping back and forth on when you open your schedule, that's going to tick off some parents. I know it would for me. So I'm staying consistent. I just put my alarm. Yes, I'm on short sleep or whatever, or interrupted sleep, but I'm doing that to increase my followers. Okay, the second way to increase your followers is just on the supplementary courses. Get as many of those certificates as you can, because that can be their in to your schedule. So they usually like to try new teachers with the supplementary courses, and if you do a great job, then you can convert them into a regular. So get as many of those as you can. That'll help you get more, hopefully, more regulars there also. Trials. Now, I don't have a trial certificate, but it is a good way to increase your followers. Because if you get a trial student in there, then you can convert them right away into, they're going to be, of course, a new student. So, and they can become a follower also. So the more trials you teach, the more followers you could get there also. Working different times. So working different times of day can help also, because you can tap into a new market that maybe you haven't tapped into, new students. So if you can tap into new students, more new students, then you're more likely to get more followers there also. And just with your tags, another side note to that, your tags, changing up your tags periodically every month or every couple months. Now keep it true to you, don't make up something that's not you, but changing your tags can help also tap into a new market. And the last one, number 5 for increasing your followers, is on asking for it in your feedback. So ask them to follow you or add you as a on there as a follower so that they can become a follower. Ask for that in your feedback. Another way to also increase your followers there also. Let me know in the comments what you think. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Thank you very much for coming back here. We'll do a video in the next few days. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.